with every art form there are gems to be polished. This season in particular has had a few. Shows that will enter the unassailable fortress forever and will stand the treacherous test of time. And spring 2017 is no exception to this rule. In my previous video, we discussed Eromanga Sensei, the magnum opus of Susaka Fushimi. Spring 2017 has proven to be a particularly bountiful season. Today, we are talking about another nearly perfect anime that has an astonishingly deep narrative with multiple layers of subtext. This is Manime Matt. Welcome to Overanalyzed. Today, we talk about Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor. Records of Bastard Magic is created by one of the most well-known studios of all time, Liden Films. Yes, the same creators as the extremely popular Miss Monochrome, the animation, and Sekou Boys. They even went through the trouble of recruiting the amazing director Minato Kazuto, who's famously worked on Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor, as well as Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor is an anime about a magical high school. No, not that one. Next. No. There you go, that's the right one. The show follows the adventures of the struggles of Glenn, Rumia, and Sistine. Glenn is an instructor in the arcane magical arts, but has no desire to teach. He is incredibly weak, except for when he decides to be extremely overpowered. His main goal is to get fired from the school. Rumia, on the other hand, is a character who appears to be a princess, who only wishes to get stronger so she can commit mass genocide or something like that. It's quite unclear. Sistine, on the other hand, only dreams of reaching out and ascending to the castle in the sky. No, not that one. Nope. There you go. Usually I only pick one scene to break down, but this anime has so many excellent scenes that I decided to break down two separate scenes that at first appear to be unconnected. The first scene starts off extremely similar to most anime. Attractive, yet underage, females groping each other in a locker room. Then, with no prior warning, the teacher suddenly enters, thus stumbling upon all the female students in nothing but their undergarments. But instead of instantly getting attacked, he stops them, alerts them that this is indeed a cliché, then promptly continues on with the cliché. To the untrained novice amateur eye, you may only see this as unnecessary and gratuitous fan service. But in a brilliant subversion, this scene serves as a subversion of a common anime trope that is then subverted a second time by subverting your expectations that they were going to subvert your expectations. This is brilliant scene design, and it was the leading factor that opened my eyes to what the rest of the anime was really about. You see, the anime itself is a subversion also. Let's take a look at the next scene. Glenn sits down with the other two main characters during lunch and begins talking with them. And something interesting happens. They share their food. Now you may be thinking, well, Manime, that's case closed. They're KGB spies pushing their communist propaganda by showing that the fruits of their labor belong to themselves and not to the bourgeoisie. But you see, this is also a subversion. A subversion and a subversion inside of another subversion. In truth, these characters are in fact Nazis. Let me explain. Let's start with the easy to know similarities between the anime and the National Socialist Party. The name of this show is Akashic Records of Bastard Magic Instructor, and I want to focus more specifically on the word Akashic. The Akashic Records are a compendium of all human events, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent ever to have occurred, believed by theosophists to be encoded in a non-physical plane of existence known as the etheric plane. In other words, a hive mind. Hive minds are often compared to communism due to everyone sharing their resources of production. Very similar to the collectivist school's goals of working together to teach and better understand magic. That is, until Glenn enters the picture. You see, Glenn is a metaphorical embodying of everything that is wrong with communism, but his character is also the perfect vehicle for the virtues of fascism. So after he inevitably becomes popular thanks to sporadically becoming really strong at convenient plot points, he uses his newfound strengths to push his fascist agenda. This is in hope to stop the hive mind from conquering the entire school. Let's go back to the second scene. The first real line Glenn says is, "Food is one of my few pleasures, especially when I don't have to cook." So what are his other pleasures? We can assume talking to Aryan women is already one of them, but right after this he states that KILUA beans are in season. So what does this mean? Well, KILUA beans are primarily an Indian dish, spelled with 10 letters, bringing us to Karathal, another 10-letter town on the outskirts of New Delhi, India. So in order to travel from Karthal to New Delhi, you have to take the 25, the very same age that David Duke, neo-Nazi and Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, first ran for political office in the state of Louisiana. Although I may not agree with what is being told here, I'm astonished that the writer is able to subtly and subversively push such a cleverly hidden fascist agenda. It's nice to see some other writers being bold enough to try out propaganda. Generally, Wall Street Journal has a monopoly on that, but I'm glad to see someone else taking a swing at it. I think it's very clear that this anime is a piece of neo-Nazi propaganda using subterfuge to trick the viewers, showing the perfect examples of the Aryan woman in a perfect all-white world. And if you still don't believe me, let me give you one last piece of evidence. The rest of the name of the anime. Records of Bastard Magic Instructor, containing 35 characters. But Manime, there's only 31 letters. Yes, but in this instance we'll be counting the spaces since it's the last connection. This minuscule, innocuous detail is the last missing link between Records of a Bastard Magic and the Nazi Party, because it is noticeably the same year Adolf Hitler put into effect the Nuremberg laws. I'm keeping my eyes on you, Minato Kazuto. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this is a bit extreme, and I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I hope you guys all understand that this is satire and it's crazy, stupid stuff. If you like this kind of content, please share it around. I'm really trying to grow this channel and grow this community, so please share the content as much as you possibly can. And also make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. This is Manime Matt. Make sure you guys say, man, go watch that goddamn anime!